Welcome to IMHR. I'm Kevin Smith, and we are here today to talk to you about automations, how they work within the CRM, and some exciting features that we're going to be building in to make them even more powerful. So I'd like to begin by just describing what are automations in the context of the Phenom CRM and how they can be used to really supercharge your recruiting and sourcing efforts. Taking a look at automations right now, there are three main components to an automation. First, there's the win statement. So that's the trigger that tells the automation that it should kick off. That's anything from a candidate action or a change in a candidate value. So it could be something as simple as a change in a hiring status or a communication to the candidate or many other criteria that tells the automation that it needs to kick off. Next is the if statement. So this is the limiting criteria that tells the automation it should only run in these certain occurrences. So if these certain criteria are met, then the automation will run. And this is really key to set so that you're able to limit and restrict your automation to really target the exact audience that you want. So if you want to create an automation that just runs for a specific job or category, you're able to do that, and you're able to set many conditions for one automation recipe. And then finally is the actual action, the then part of the automation. So the then statement tells the automation when something happens and if the criteria is met, what should happen from that recipe. So it's a repeatable action that will happen every time, whether you're working or it's after hours, this is still going to happen. So it's like you're still working, and it really gives you a boost to your productivity and effectiveness. So the three parts together can really give you an assist in your work, but there are so many benefits to why you would want to use automations. So some of the key benefits when thinking about automations are really your time. It's giving you an automatic assistant that's always working and always doing these repetitive tasks and making sure they're never missed. Efficiency, it's a huge boost for your efficiency to allow work to be done while you're not actually doing it one by yourself. Controlling errors. So this is a huge reason to use automations. It ensures that the same action happens when the certain criteria is met over and over, and it allows you to be consistent and repeatable on your actions. It helps with costs. So if you had to do all of this manually, it really would chew up a lot of your time and that of your team. So you can become more efficient and cost effective by implementing these automations. It allows everyone to have better visibility and control of what's happening. So you know that every time a certain transition happens, for instance, the exact same result will occur. So instead of having to manage a team of recruiters and asking them to apply a certain tag every time someone meets a certain status, instead you're able to get a clear picture that it's going to happen every single time. And it also helps with your analysis. So you're able to define certain actions that you want to occur and ensure that those are always happening. So when you're thinking of automations, it really is a very powerful tool that already exists in our CRM that lets you define, based on the available ingredients, what recipe you want to create. So just like in the kitchen, where you're able to create some really delicious dishes with a little bit of experience, but you're able to get started even faster if you have a cookbook, we're working on some enhancements that are going to really help people get started much faster with automations. And we're excited about the developments that are coming to really expand the reach and effectiveness of automations for all users within the CRM. So with that, I'd like to pass it off to my coworker and friend, Ido, to talk to you about some of the exciting items that are coming for automations.
Thanks, Kevin. So I would like to share some of the common use cases we know are working for our customers today and some of the future aspects that we're looking for enhancing in CRM to make automations much more useful. So first, communication is one of the main aspect that is used today and automations are being leveraged for. For example, thanking a candidate after applying or joining the talent community or even signing up for an event. One more aspect is driving applications. So when you reach out to candidates that left the application process in the middle and encourage them to complete the application process. And the last one is organizing your candidate database. So a lot of information is streaming into CRM, some of the existing data. Automations can really help you organize that data by creating lists or adding tags according to specific criteria and conditions. So in the last 60 days, we had almost 1 million automations triggered from CRM to help our recruiters work more efficiently. And we want to share some of the insights that we had from those use cases. Analyzing most of the common use cases, we identified that most of the automations are triggered by a status change or a candidate was created in the CRM. On the other hand, the most common recipes actions that are used today is for reaching out to candidates via email, organizing data by using tags and lists, and also a rising trend of using SMS as part of the communication process using automations. Based on the stats and along with our user feedback, we came up with our automation marketplace. The automation marketplace is there to, as Kevin mentioned, help you as a chef and create your own cookbook that could be useful in various cases. It could also help you get inspired with predefined recipes, and along with that, have a one-click automation. So not a lot of hassle in order to create an automated process in CRM. So I'll walk you through what we're envisioning and what is going to be soon available in CRM. Today, as you can see, there's a way to create a new recipe, as Kevin showed before. But when creating a new recipe, you'll be now facing with this new marketplace that will allow you to create new recipes based on recommended flows that would be reflected by using our suggested predefined automations. So obviously you can start from scratch, and in order to make this a little bit more interesting, we'll focus on the use cases that were covered here and show some of the examples that could be used by the new framework. As you can see, we have a full set of categories based on jobs, events, campaigns, smart tagging, and lead generation. All these is based on the information we collected and feedback we collected from our users. And as you can see, we'll just go quickly through some of the scenarios that we brought into automations that will help you quickly start the automation process in CRM. One of the examples you can see here is promoting hard-to-fill jobs, boosting apply, nurturing passive to active candidates, and even triggering video assessment and workflows. On events, boosting event registration, following up with event participants, and participant management. Campaigns, which is something we have found to be highly engaging process in CRM, is now linked to automation. This is something that would be available pretty soon on CRM to link automations to campaigns by just selecting the campaign you want to add a candidate to. And here you can see some predefined recipes that will allow you to engage new subscribers, follow up with specific campaigns that you triggered, or even manage a drip campaign. When we're going to smart tagging, this is one of the best tools that we have today in order to organize the data automatically based on specific criteria. And as you can see, we have some of the use cases already predefined here. For example, we have tagging, the ability to tag candidates by skill. So if you look at this scenario, it's actually taking a candidate that was created in CRM. If they have a specific set of skills, it will just add a specific tag that will help you come back and make this candidate more searchable, and you can easily access it. If I select this recipe, I would be headed into the automation setup screen and a quick guide to help me understand how to set it up. So it's really easy, just entering the skills that you're looking for, then configuring the tag that you want to be added, and that's it. All you need to do is save and run, and that automation would be available immediately. If we take another scenario, for lead generation. So we took a lot of inspiration from what we see on marketing tools. For example, recovering abandoned applies or converting leads to applicants. These are scenarios that we found pretty common and pretty useful when they're used. And those scenarios could be easily triggered and created by this automation recipe builder. One more aspect is lead data collection. One of the biggest problems that we're facing right now is a lot of leads coming into CRM, but not all the information is available. So if we take this example, this would take candidates that come through a specific source with profile completion rate lower than 50%. This is, of course, something that you can configure. And they would be automatically added to a specific campaign, which is a new capability that is available in automations, as I mentioned. If we select this recipe, you can see it's already predefining all the information. And the candidate source, in this case, would be a chatbot or talent community. If their profile completion rate is lower than 50%, they would be added to a specific campaign. You click save and run, and that's it. The automation is all set and would be triggered every time a new candidate is generated through those sources, and make sure that you get all the information that you need for those leads. So to summarize, this is the actual superpower for recruiters that we want to make available for everyone. With this, you can create personalized experience at scale. You can offer a better and responsive candidate experience, save some time, and focus on the important tasks. Thank you guys for joining. Hope this was helpful, and hopefully you'll be using automation soon.
Yep. Thanks for joining us. We're really excited about the features that automations currently gives you, and even more so about what's coming in the near future. We really hope you find it useful and enjoy the other sessions.